We have two epic campgrounds for you in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, especially if you're traveling with kids. We are the Savages. I'm John, and together with my wife Jen, our 4 kids, and our dog, we travel full-time having a blast while learning some things along the way. Our current destination was the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Jen puts a lot of time and effort into planning our destinations. This was one of those times where we couldn't get a reservation for the entire week, so we split it out into 2 different stays. Our first campground was the Vineyards Campground and Cabins in Grapevine, Texas. This was an awesome campground with fully paved and level sites. It combined the lakeside feel you get at many state parks with a clean and well-maintained RV resort. We are usually very intentional on what site we choose. There are some basics that everyone must consider: water, power, length, etc. But for us, we also consider how it'll affect our living. Are there trees for shade? What about hammocks? Is there a playground nearby that the kids can walk or ride their bikes to? Can we see it from our site? Can we kayak directly from the site? And more things like that. Our kids enjoy a good fishing spot as well as getting on their kayaks and paddleboards. If we have to pack up and load the car, move to another spot, we might only do it once. But if they can simply grab their gear and go, they will entertain themselves all week long. So we knew we wanted lakeside access. The kids got in plenty of fishing. They didn't catch anything, but they still enjoyed it. Unfortunately, it was just too cold and windy to get out on the watercraft, which was disappointing. But if the weather had been different, or we were there another time of year, it would have been great. Another thing we look for is a playground. A good playground, sometimes even a bad playground with some imagination, can entertain the kids for a very long time. Toss in making some new friends, and you might not see your kids for the rest of the week. Fortunately, this place had a great playground. It was huge and has this cool zip line. It also has some rock climbing walls and cave-like things, I don't know what they are, and then everything else you'd hope for in a playground. And to top it off, there's a swimming beach right next to it. But like I said, we couldn't get a reservation for the full week. This is even booking it a full year out, so it was eventually time to move on to our next destination. It was only a quick 20 miles over to Hickory Creek Park. This is an Army Corps of Engineers park on Lake Lewisville. There are only partial hookup sites, a fact that normally would keep us away since with the 6 of us, we would have to break camp every few days to dump our tanks. However, we're only staying for 2 nights, which we can easily do. If you haven't stayed in an Army Corps of Engineers park before, they're very similar to what you might expect from a state park campground. This is one of our favorite types of campgrounds. It's large, green, you have some privacy around you. You feel more like you're actually in nature versus just a parking lot. Everybody knows that backing into your site, regardless of whether you have a drivable or a towable, is one of the most stressful parts of getting set up into your site. Hence the "I'm sorry for what I said while backing up" shirts. Tried various methods of communication, hand signals via the mirror, yelling out the window, 2-way radios, but ultimately we landed on using our cell phones. It allows us to talk in real time without pressing a button, without yelling, without waiting on the other to open up the airwaves. Plus, I can just put my headset on and have both hands available to me to back up. Our site had a huge grassy area, which let the kids run around, enjoy the weather, and generally just be themselves.
Puppy?
You're on camera, Joey.
Once again, we opted to be right on the water. And this time, the weather was just right. The kids were able to hop out on the lake, and Jim was able to sit along the shore and watch them as they went. Since it was just 2 nights, we only had 1 full day here, so we decided to make the best of it. Jen wanted to go out and do some shopping, which meant it was up to me to supervise the kids. Since it was a Saturday, I decided, instead of supervising, I'd just join in.
Hey, we're not. No. You guys want to take a little excursion?
We decided to kayak around the bend and explore beyond where we'd let them go on their own. We carry 6 watercraft with us, 4 kayaks and 2 paddleboards. We plan to go over how we travel with all that gear in a future video, so stay tuned for that.
Jordan, you can't stop here. It'll go backwards. Spread out a little bit so you're not splashing and crashing.
Everyone also has their own life vest, and for safety purposes, they all have a whistle attached to the life vest. The whistle will come in handy if you need to get someone's attention, and it'll prevent you from losing your voice, and the sound will carry far further than yelling. Eventually, we got to a point where Jordan was getting tired, so we should probably turn back.
You ready to turn around, Jordan? Come with me, actually. Let's go across over here.
However, off in the distance, I spotted something, and I convinced the kids to indulge me for a moment, and we made our way across the lake.
Yeah? Oh, you're doing good there, Jordan.
We stowed our gear off to the side of the boat ramp and made our way up the hill and across the street. A playground. Not just any playground. This playground also had a fitness course.
Lay back. Arms across your shoulders, like Dracula. Oh yeah.
Now, after being put to shame by the smallest amongst us, it was time to head back to the lake. Whenever out on a body of water, and especially when under your own power, it's very important to keep an eye on the weather. And I don't just mean rain and storms. The wind can be your enemy.
Jordan, take a break, because when we turn around the corner, the wind's going to be blowing, and you're going to have to paddle into the wind. So. How's Josiah doing it? Here, Jolie, move, you're in the way. Paddle, I got Jordan. Here, Jordan, stop paddling. Come here. You see the handle on the back of mine? Can you hold it? Without falling in? Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna work. It's like an anchor. Around these rocks and back into there.
When kayaking with young children, it's always best to bring a tow rope along with you. And obviously, I didn't heed my own advice here. I have them in a rig, just not on the kayak. Back at the campsite, it was time to make some lunch.
When's lunch gonna be ready? I'm starving.
Besides lunch, it was time just to be goofy. But sometimes, a little cleaning just needs to get done. I hope you enjoyed our experience at these 2 epic campgrounds in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Be sure to check out some of our other videos as well. Until next time.